Ornamental native grasses like poas and clumping plants like dianellas, anaxanthus and lomandras can start to look a little tired and tatty over time and, given their nature, will eventually crowd out their allocated space. Some gardeners are reluctant to prune these plants, but there's no need to be, because a regular tidy-up and even the odd hard prune will rejuvenate them and keep them looking at their best. And that's what I'm doing today. Many of the clumping natives end up with dead thatch through the centre of the plant, and this gets worse over time. This Lomandra is not looking too bad, but even by pulling out some of this dead leafy material, it'll look a whole lot better. So you can see here, just by raking it out with my fingers, you can pull a lot of material out. There we go, getting right down into the crown and just tugging it out, and the material just pulls away. Well, that's looking better already. But this plant next door, which is Ficinia nodosa, is looking pretty daggy. There's lots more dead leaves in that, so rather than trying to pull them all out, it's time to give this one a serious chop right at the base. Now, that sounds drastic, but it is the right thing to do. I'm using a hedge trimmer to cut this off at the base. You could also use secateurs. Either way, be sure to only leave a few centimetres of foliage above the ground. And you can see how well they bounce back with these plants that are in another part of my garden that I chopped back only a few months ago. Sometimes clumping plants can get congested, like this row of Lomandras, and by taking one out, it means the others can grow to their full potential. Thankfully, digging it out doesn't mean it has to go to waste. I'm scraping back the mulch and leaf litter first, so I can get to the soil. Then it's a matter of cutting in around the base of the plant with a spade to slice through the roots so it can be lifted out. The important thing to know about native grasses and clumping plants like this is that they grow from the base, both the foliage and also the roots, which means they're very likely to recover even after a traumatic experience like we've done here. Also, being a clumping plant, this one now consists of a number of different plants all bunched together. They've grown over time, so I can split this up and get a number of new plants. For established plants like this one, there's no pretty way to make the separation. A spade is a good way to get started. You can also pull them apart with a bit of force, or you can use an old pruning saw. I'm also cutting the foliage off to reduce moisture stress on the plants, and the old leaves would just wilt and die anyway. These separated plants can be potted up or planted straight into the garden, and they should take off straight away. Most native grasses and clumping plants are pretty forgiving, certainly the common garden varieties. So don't be shy about getting stuck in, like I've shown you here, to keep them looking at their best.